Hello, and welcome back to Lumosity. Ready to slash train? Oh, I feel okay. I should have been recording for the last 3 hours, but I just woke up, so... Actually, it's only 2.5 hours. Actually, it's just only 2 hours ago. Yes, I just woke up, so I didn't really want to record, but it turns out I really should have. I had a really good opportunity, and we got the event going, and complain. Basically, I am going to do something more than complain this episode, and I'm going to tell you a story, but not just any story. We're going back to the roots of these stories, all the way back to the history stories. Oh, not these again. Oh, history. Boring. Well, hopefully I can make it not boring. Oh, you'll just make it retarded. You can't say that. Shut up. And, okay. So, I was reading recently about Pericles. Pericles. I know what you said. I'm just messing with you. Chill on. Yes. Well, Pericles was a Greek dude. Okay? That's what I read, and I read a little bit about this Greek dude. So, this Greek dude lived in Athens. And Athens requires some explanation. This I'm talking about is about 400... let's just call it 2,400 years ago, alright? It could be less, it could be more. It probably is less. Because I think I remember that wrong. But anyway, it is, and no one really knows the exact dates. Just sort of speculation, really. Based on Thucydides' works, mostly. Anyway, so, Pericles was born in Athens of Greece. And Athens at the time was a city-state in the Greek nations. You know, there was this huge area of land, kind of, including Greece today, modern Greece, but including some other areas too. And Athens and Sparta were the greatest of these. At the time, no one knew which one was more advanced. Sparta, of course, had slavery, and Athens had slavery too, but democracy besides. If you owned land and were a man, you could vote. Well, really, if you were just a man, you could vote. Because women can own property. And if you own property. So really, just if you own property, then you could vote. That's basically all there was to it. And since women couldn't own property then, they couldn't vote, and that's so grand. But basically, don't bash it too hard, though. Don't. I know what you're thinking. Oh, there's slavery, and women couldn't vote or own property. What a hellhole! Well, yeah, I mean, the world kind of sucked back then. But Athens was one of the least sucky places on Earth. Because everyone had that. Slavery. Women being treated like animals. That's par for the course. Circa 2,000 years ago or more. It's par for the course even 1,000 years ago. Par for the course just a few centuries ago. Goodness, the progress is amazing. We live in a fantastic age, don't we? An age of semi-equality. An age of pseudo democracy. It's pretty sweet, huh? Pseudo means fake. It is fake, though. Don't doubt it. Anyway, the point here is that Athens is a paradise on Earth compared to other places. But that would be threatened eventually by Sparta and the Peloponnesian Wars. But we're not quite there yet. We must get ourselves to the Peloponnesian Wars. For now is peace. Now is the time for democracy, for bickering, for not figuring out anything to do, for just arguing, just petty arguments, petty insults, just so nothing gets done. Nothing good anyway. But then Pericles comes along, and he's all like, I'm a statesman. And everyone's all like, what's that? And they find out he has principles. He's not just a populace. The democracy wants blah, he gives them boo. And they're all like, but we want you blah. Well, you get boo. Now shut up and play nice. Aww, okay. And that's the point. He was successful too. And he got some good stuff done. That's for certain. So, you could say, in fact, that he turned a city of brick into a city of marble. Except that was already said of Augustus Caesar. So, yeah, he has to have another thing said about him. But anyway, I'm wasting valuable time here. This guy's truly awesome, a statesman. I could explain to you how awesome he is, but I forget. Anyway, he's also a general, a strategido, or something like that. Some kind of Greek word for it. But basically, he's a general leading the Greek armed forces. Armed with spears, of course, not guns. What do you think? This isn't Call of Duty. We don't have guns here. They're spears. And then the people who wield them are called hoplites. And they are far better trained than special ops of today. Special ops are like, duh, did you just play the gay, But the hoplites are like, fatality. You don't even hear them coming, they're just like ninjas. Okay, I'm giving too much credit there. Not ninjas, but basically they're pretty sweet. And they follow advanced tactics. You know, special formations. They know how to wield their spear, which is hard to use. You ever tried to stab somebody with a spear? Not the easiest thing in the world, let me just tell you. You know, it's really long for one thing. You know, well, hold on. Am I really getting? I'm not on topic. I'm not on topic. Pericles. Alright, well, let's just skip to the point of history that I really studied. Alright, the Peloponnesian Wars. Are wars between Sparta and Greece. Let me just spoil the end for you like I so want to do for no reason. In the end, no one wins. Well, technically Sparta wins, but technically Thebes is now the greatest city-state because Sparta destroyed themselves in the process. Not Pericles' fault, he was dead by then. But before then he came up with strategies which would have saved Athens had he not been killed by the plague. The awful plague. A plague of gargantuan proportions that targeted only the Athenians. No doubt put there by the Spartans. Or perhaps because the Athenians all were bunched up in their walls, so that they weren't slaughtered by the Spartans. You see, the Spartans, they truly were the grandest army on earth. And like a real strategist, Pericles realized this. He realized that the Spartan army could never be engaged directly. And so, when they came to attack, he was all like, run away! And he got everyone into the castle walls. Not really castle, but just the walls of Athens. The Acropolis. The Acropolis he helped build himself with his own money. Or at least he would have. Had he not said that if he had done it with his own money, then he would put his own name on it. But the Athenian people would not have it, you see. He was manipulating them. He got them to build it themselves with their own cash labor money. And so it read upon the Parthenon, the greatest building of them all, the crowning achievement in building to be art upon for centuries. Thousands of years, millennia indeed, till stands today proud. The Parthenon, and it reads on it, I think it's something like, built by the people of Athens. I think it reads something like that. Okay, we're at 5%. I need to finish this story up before my computer explodes. And Lumosity, the training session. Oh dear, did you just see that wide static? Slender is here. Ah! Anyway, back to the story of his story. So, this guy, Pericles, his strategy is to use the Athenians' only advantage over the Spartans. Should I also mention this? In preparation for the war, and really not just in preparation for the war, but just because, big city-state better than little city-state, and city-state that is joined with other city-states much stronger, the Pericles orchestrated the union of the Delian League, a league of extraordinary nations. Not extraordinary necessarily in any way, except that while joined together they are way more powerful. Because, come on, 2 nations is better than 1, and a whole mess of them is gonna be better than that. So, with that, they had the resources to match Sparta's grand slave armies, great legions of slaves. For you see, the Sparta system was different from Athens. Rather than have free labor, rather than have just a few slaves, everything was done by the slaves in Spartan culture. And they, to stave off a slave revolt, trained themselves all the time for battle. Yes, cruel, wasn't it? They would not allow. They were greatly outnumbered by their slaves, but since they had great military training, they could keep them oppressed. It's really, really messed up, but this is Sparta. Now you know what that truly means, huh? Anyway, so obviously, Spartan rule is bad, because they enslave everyone that they conquer, and the Athenians would be slaves. The free people would be the most unfree possible. Ah! No one is all like, ah! But Pericles told him not to worry, and he just brought him in the walls, didn't engage him directly, built a great army, and of course the Athenian navy was great. Awesome. And so, of course, it's kept inside the walls. They would not survive, the Athenians. They needed crops, they needed food, they needed, just stuff, right? Everybody needs stuff. And they didn't have any stuff inside the walls, so he knew that he needed to push the Spartans back. He needed to push them back so they could defend their own territory. Push them back into their own lands by attacking where they had vacated. And so he took the vast navy of the Athenians and he tried to attack behind the Spartan lines, at the very heart of the Spartan alliance. But it did not work. For though his strategies would have worked had he lived, he did not, as I said. He died of the plague, and his successors bickered and with the populace. And the populace are very fickle. They say, "Kill Spartans!" Anyway, I think they should all die. Oh, if they kill one person, and we lost his life. This has gone long enough. Everyone, civilians, get out of your walls. Fight them. Fight. So you can see it did not end well. The Athenians lost, and Pericles was not to blame except for dying. Why'd you have to die, Pericles? Why? And everyone was all like that. They said that. I think they probably did say it. Probably a few people did say that. But they didn't really know how to follow strategies, and so blah, blah, blah. Everyone died of old age. Everyone dies of old age. Yeah, and I also died from wars. But anyway, that's gonna end this episode. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this historical thing. But anyway, if I end this episode, it's gonna be lost because, battery almost